Good morning. This thing is on right. Hmm. Good morning, Lise. You know, I you can unmute yourself. Feel free. I just put it on mute to in case somebody
No, I
joins
just wanted
later.
to say good morning.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. I just because one of the students told me last week when Mike joined, it was hard to hear because he wasn't on mute anymore. So I just changed the setting.
No problem. I always mute myself when the class starts because my husband's in the house and he goes around and around. So
I know. I'm surprised you can't hear my kids all the way on the first floor. My
every
goodness.
once in a while I'll hear the baby scream. All right. So you said you wanted the strap for this week.
If you got a strap, yeah.
I also have these. So
Bam.
which one would be better to use for whatever we're doing?
Is that a fabric one, the first one?
Yep.
Yeah, I would use that one.
Okie dokie.
Let me turn this other light on. Not much.
I have all kinds of stuff to get in shape. But I don't use them.
Same. Same.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, I wish.
And Bridge, thank you for doing that last week
Oh yeah. Were you able to see it?
on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, I was down the shore over the weekend, so that wasn't going to happen. And then Tuesday, I got my second shot, and
Oh
I got hit, man. So I was
yeah.
down for the count all day Wednesday, and I just didn't have the energy to. Yeah, I got shoot.
Yeah.
Jan and I both got it on the same day. She was pretty much okay. She had body aches and everything, but I got the fever, the chills. I had to leave work. I went in thinking I can do this, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I've heard it comes. Sorry, you guys are all on mute just because I changed the setting. You can unmute yourself real quick, but I did it in case somebody joins late.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I was fine after the second shot. I was tired. That's all.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who didn't feel well. My friend, she's a nurse, and she said that means that the first shot worked, and you know what I mean. So,
That's my daughter-in-law told me the same thing. She said, "You're
so
feeling
it's a good thing,
immunization." I said, "I'll believe anything."
right? Yeah, my dad just got his second shot yesterday, so I'm hoping that we're one step closer to being together again. You
Yeah,
know.
right.
But now you guys won't all fit in my attics.
Well, this is good doing it this way.
I know, right? You don't have to get up and go in the car in the cold day. Yeah.
My face. I forgot to put cream on.
Mm.
I washed, but didn't put cream on.
Go
Oh, Selena, can she hear me?
Mm-hmm. She's on mute though.
Do you want us
So,
to?
you see those beautiful roses? Can she hear me?
Yes, I think so.
Good morning.
Okay. You see those beautiful roses, and you sent me the link?
Yes.
I'll never be rich enough to get one.
They have them in different sizes.
The ones I saw were all real big. I didn't see any
Like here's what I have in a small size.
Oh, look. Oh, I did see that on my sister Denise's page because that's who I was thinking of for my sister Denise.
Yeah, they come in different sizes and you can customize them in a lot of different ways.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back on and do more research. I was just looking at the big one you have. It's like, yeah, that's not happening.
Or that next stimulus check, right?
Yeah, right.
Um, so how's everybody feeling today?
Good.
All right.
Much better now.
Yeah, we got some requests for hamstrings and sinuses. So I'm going to do the best I can to try and work those together. Surprisingly, actually, a lot of the um, hamstring stretches do work on sinuses once you start to fold your head in. So,
Yeah.
bam, meant to be. All right, but I guess if everyone can just put yourself on mute, and if you have any questions, obviously throughout, you can shout it out or sign it to me. I know a little sign language. And if you have a belt for today, that'd be great, especially working in the hamstrings when we're on the floor. It might be helpful for you. And the one reclining pose that we're going to do. So, I don't know how to. You would think I would figure out, what do you call it? Zoom by now. Nope. All right. So find your seat. You know, if you want to sit on a little blanket, I like to do that. Start off nice and easy. Give yourself some cushion. And if you're on a blanket or a cushion, just scooch to the edge so the sit bones are kind of right on the edge of the blanket and your legs can open a little wider into the hips from there. You can always support under the thighs or knees with either another blanket or cushion or the blocks if you like. And we'll just rest hands on the knees or thighs, closing the eyes and turning the attention inward. Noticing how the breath is flowing this morning. No judgment. How does it feel? How does it sound? Bring attention to the sit bones. Rolling to the very top of the sit bones, sitting up tall. And checking in that we're evenly rooted in the right and left. Allowing the hips to soften from there, gently falling open. As you inhale, allowing that breath to draw that backbone up nice and long, creating space between each of the vertebrae. Or allowing the shoulders to soften away from the ears. Heart center melting forward. And trying to even out the rhythm of the breath if you can. Allowing muscles around the eyes and mouth to soften. Long neck and reaching up through the crown. Taking a moment to scan the body, seeing if there's anywhere we're holding unnecessarily. And maybe it will release on the exhale. You can work into belly breath from here if you haven't already. Inhaling naturally, and as you exhale, actively pressing the breath out, gently drawing that low belly in towards the spine. Softening as you inhale, filling up out in front of you, nice and big like a balloon. And working that breath back and forth. And let's gently open the eyes. Soft gaze out front. Can extend the legs out in front of you. Give them a gentle wiggle and rubbing down the legs, maybe circling around the joints if that feels good for you. And I even like to use my fists and gently massage around the low back. Let me just, looks like somebody's trying to get in. I think maybe Eileen. Yeah. Hi, Eileen. Come on in. So legs out in front. Sitting up tall. You can use the blocks for support again if you like, or just fingertips on the ground. Just try and keep a long spine, and we're going to point and flex the feet, working into those ankles. And then side to side, you can go out and in, or you could go both to one side then the other. Whatever feels more comfortable for you. And then we're going to go for some big circles around one way. Snap, crackle, pop. And the opposite direction. And some nice movement in there. And we'll pause at center, rocking across the heels. And coming to stillness, we're going to squeeze and curl those toes up and then spread them out wide. And again, squeeze and spread. One more. And give a little wiggle. And then we're going to do a little extra move with the toes. We're drawing the big toe towards the body as we press the other toes away, and vice versa. So press the big toe away and draw the other four toes towards the chest. Just trying to get a little different movement and openness in the foot and toes. Couple more. And then we'll give a wiggle. That's one thing I miss seeing people try to do in person. All right. So I'm going to come off of my cushion. You can do the same if you're on one. And find your sit bones wherever you are. We'll keep the feet about the width of the mat at the top if you're facing the top. So a little wider than hips distance. And we'll keep our right leg extended. We're going to draw the left foot in and give the foot a little massage. Sometimes, especially that move with the toes can create a little cramping in the feet for some of us. So this is a nice way to combat that. And also just give yourself a little special treatment at the same time. And getting the whole of the foot, arch, ball of the foot, and even those toes. And we'll keep the foot in close, and we're even going to actually draw it in against the thigh. And if you want to have the block ready, you can. I'm sorry, that was a strap. The strap ready. And you could always use the blocks as well. We're going to fold forward. So if you want to have them in front for support, you can. Otherwise, just fingertips on the ground. Inhale, lifting the heart. And exhale, we're going to gently fold over the legs. Now we are just warming up, so don't feel like you have to get any certain fold in here. Really continue trying to fold and hinge at the hips. Lengthen up out of that low back, mid back, all the way along and out through the crown. And staying lifted through the heart. Trying not and open in the heart, trying not to allow the shoulders to curl over as we sink in. Gently engaged in that extended leg as well. Softening in your left hip and knee. And just breathing your way in there bit by bit. Exhale here. We're going to walk it up on an inhale. And exhale at center. You can grab the strap if you like. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, we're going to twist over our extended leg. I'm just going to use the strap. Just keep it long. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, gentle fold. If you can get the strap around the foot, kind of around the ball of the foot, great. And we'll use this to kind of help us lean our way in, but keep the shoulders relaxed down. So inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, gently folding. If you don't have a strap, you can just use hands on either side of the calf, ankle, ball of the foot, working your way in. Again, try and keep shoulder blades down the back, heart melting forward. Nice full belly breath as we gently work in. Exhale fully here. We're going to inhale, lift up. Exhale, release the strap. Come to sit and center the spine. And we'll release our bent leg. And give a gentle wiggle. Moving to the opposite side. Let's give that right foot a little massage. And gently engaging in that left leg. My left foot tends to want to relax to the side. So I have to be a little more mindful of activating that. Again, massaging around the arch, ball of the foot, heel, and getting those toes. Excuse me. And then we'll draw the foot in to the inner thigh. I'm going to reset my sit bones so I feel a little more stable. And again, you could have blocks or fingertips in front of you and center. We'll inhale, lift the heart. Tall spine as we hinge at the hips. And slowly walk our way down at center. Again, nice and long, softening in the back of the neck. So we're lengthening out through the crown of the head. Shoulders away from the ears. Big belly breath. Last exhale, and we'll walk up on an inhale to seated. I'm going to grab the strap as I'm exhaling here. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, twist over the extended leg with your torso. And inhale, arms up tall. Exhale, gentle fold. Try and kind of flop that strap around the back of the foot, bottom of the foot. And if you can get it around the ball of the foot, great. If not, you don't have to use the strap. You could just use hands on either side of the leg or foot. Inhale, lifting the heart. Shoulders drop back and down. Gaze towards the big toe as you gently fold in. And be mindful if you feel like there's some kind of strain on the bent knee or the hip on that side, and give yourself a little bit of support with a block or a blanket. One more breath. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release to seated at center. And you can extend that bent leg. Give a wiggle. I'm going to give a massage around my knee, especially on this one. I feel it. Pretty strong sensation. All right. So we are going to move around to all fours from here. So let's take our time, shift yourself around, and feel free to put a blanket under your knees for support if that feels good for you, particularly depending on what kind of floor you're on. Sometimes that's really helpful. Or doubling up your mats. I know a lot of students, a lot of my students do that. I'm just going to get my props ready. And we'll come up towards the top of the mat on all fours. Hands are shoulder distance, fingers spread nice and wide. And we want the crease of the wrist to be parallel with the top of the mat as best as you can. Everyone's form and therefore functionality is going to be a little different, but do your best. And then kind of rock into and walk into the knees so that they're underneath of the hip pointers. Checking back that you can't see the shins or the feet. Shins are straight back, feet straight back behind the knees, as much as that's comfortable. So once you feel like you're in position here, we're just going to rock gently side to side in the hips. Just getting a little movement in there. And try and keep that low belly just gently engaged to protect the low back in these movements. And we'll rock forward into the shoulders a little side to side. Coming back to center. We're going to extend through the right leg, come on the ball of the foot, and rock back into that heel. Now, again, you have the option to hold and just kind of press the heel back. You can roll all the way over the toes if you want to get a little more movement in the toes as well, and roll all the way back. Or you could just gently bounce into that heel. And we'll take one more breath here. And coming back to all fours. I'm going to step out of the heels of my hands a little and try and spread that weight back out through the palm of the hand and fingers, and then switching sides. Coming on the ball of that left foot. And again, you can rock, you can roll over the toes, or you can just hold. Last breath. And we'll come back down to all fours. And let's do a little cat and cow. So just patting into position here. And on the inhale, I'm going to roll the tail up, belly drops, chest between the biceps, gaze up. Exhale, tucking the tail under. Draw that low belly in, pressing spine up to the sky, ears between the biceps. Rolling back and forth, inhaling through cow. Exhale, cat round. And again, just go with the pace of your breath. Working back and forth. One more. And come into neutral. And we'll all meet here on the exhale. Next inhale, we're going to roll through cow. Tail up, belly drops, gaze up. Exhale, we're going to keep the tail raised up. Tuck your toes under. Press up and back. Downward facing dog. Just for the exhale. Inhale, rock it forward. Shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, lower to all fours. Starting position, tops of the feet on the mat if it's comfortable. Inhale, roll through cow. Tuck the toes under, keep the tail up. Exhale, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward. And exhale, lower. And again. This next round, when you come into your downward facing dog, you can hold there. And then walk into a comfortable position. Maybe rock gently or pedal the feet
It's a really nice way to get into the hamstrings is to kind of bend one knee and work the other heel towards the mat. You can even hold in that position and work one side and then the other. And then we'll work both heels down for a breath, stillness at center. Pressing out of the hands long through the arms, tucking the head gently, gazing out past your knees. And exhale here. Draw that low belly in, come on the balls of the feet, and we're going to walk up towards the hands. Keep the feet nice and wide, about hips distance, even a little further apart if you like. And let's just rock into the heels and into the toes. A little back and forth movement, allowing that bum to sink back a little, releasing in the low back. And then if you can, you could either bring blocks actually, or you can have fingertips on the mat. And we're going to inhale, stay tucked in, but try and lift the chest and the belly, and just lift that belly up over the thighs a little. And see if you can sink back in, belly and chest towards the legs. Now you can use the blocks for the hands. You could bring hands towards the mat and just hang in there. You could even grab opposite elbows if that is comfortable for you. It will add more weight into the pose, so just be mindful. Checking that we're not shifting all the weight into our toes and gripping. Nice full belly breath. This is a good one for the sinuses to really just let that skull drain, let the head hang, let that neck hang long. Don't fight that hang. And on an inhale, we're going to roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Last thing up is the head and neck, and you can bring arms overhead. Lifting first, and then if you like, a little gentle arch. And releasing arms big out and down. And just pedal the feet a bit. Working feet into mountain pose position. Feet are hips distance. Outside edges of the feet are running parallel. I'm going to just adjust this a little. Not sure that will. So for mountain pose, feet hips distance, outside edges of the feet running parallel. Let's rock into those feet. And then grounding in on the ball of the feet, under the big toe, and between the fourth and fifth toe. And just having that intention of pressing energy down through those points, as well as the center of the heel. Lifting in the arches, up and open. We'll lift the toes up and try and lower them down, pinky towards the big toe, one at a time. To me, it's harder than it seems it should be, actually, to put each toe down individually.
And we're going to engage in those quadricep muscles, trying to lift the kneecaps up. And one good thing to remember, especially working on the hamstrings, is when you engage your quads, it releases the hamstrings. They're opposing muscles. So you can always keep that in mind and try and engage the quads at points where it's feels like it will work when you're trying to work into your hamstrings. Okay. Leveling out that pelvis there, centering, gently engaging in the low belly, and we're lifting the torso up out of the hips, nice and light. Heart is up and open. And let's roll shoulders up, back, and down. And we'll roll them forwards. And let's work into forward arm circles. And backwards. Resting arms at the sides, or you can bring hands to hips. We'll do a little work into the neck. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale, right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale, centering the head. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Back and forth. Nice and open in the heart. Last one. And we'll inhale to center together. Exhale, grounding. Inhale, looking up and back. Lengthening front of the neck. Exhale, chin forward, moving curve. In and under. Length back the back of the neck. Inhale, roll it open. Exhale, curl it in. One more. And we'll inhale to center. Exhale here. Inhale, nice tall spine, long neck. And open across the collarbones. We're going to look over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, look left. Checking in how the feet are grounding, how the legs are engaged, low belly engaged. And then coming back to center for a pause. And we'll do some neck circles. We'll do nose circles first. So the idea is to use your nose and draw a circle clockwise, and then we'll do counterclockwise. If it's difficult to do the upper arch, you can just go straight across. Just make it so it works for your neck. And we'll do some circles one way. And the other way. Coming back to center. We'll do some traditional neck circles. Inhale tall. Engage into that standing pose. Exhale, right ear towards the right shoulder. We'll drop the head down and around and roll it for some neck circles. And the opposite way. And you can pause with chin at chest. Excuse me. Lifting the head straight up. And bring arms to the sides. And let's just do a little wrist stretch while we're here. Left hand in front, fingers pointing up, and then draw the fingers back towards you. Fingers point down. Draw the fingers back towards you, hand back towards you. Soft toes, quads are engaged, tuck the tail, switching hands, fingers point up. Engaging that low belly at the end of the exhale, switching, fingers point down. And we'll release. Do a wrist roll one way, then the other. And let's do our shoulder release. So on the inhale, you can scrunch your face up. We're going to scrunch our shoulders up, make a fist. Everything gets nice and tight. And then on the exhale, big release, open mouth sigh as you let the hands and shoulders drop open, opening the mouth. Inhale, squeeze it up. Exhale. And again. One more. Nice release. All right. I'm going to go through some forward folds. I'm just going to step back into the feet. If you want to use the blocks, you're welcome to use them. Sometimes it's really nice to have them in front. Same distance as your feet or shoulder distance. But you don't have to. So ground into those feet on your exhale. Inhale, arms overhead. Reaching up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips. Reaching for the blocks or the floor. Belly and chest towards the legs. Inhale, come to a flat back. Look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold back in. And inhale all the way up. Hands to hips, little heart opener. Exhale, arms to the sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Lift the heart and the gaze. Exhale, fold all the way in. Inhale up to stand. Hands to hips. Exhale, little heart opener. Arms to the sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale up. Hands to hips. Exhale, heart opener. Then inhale, back to standing. We're going to come to the top of the mat. Woo. And we'll start working through some sun salutations. Let me just give me 1 second here. So if you need a little room to plant your hands, if it's difficult for you to plant the hands right next to the feet, give yourself a little room in front of you. I'm just going to scoot a tiny bit because this is not quite level. Mountain pose. Let's find our breath. Ground in on that exhale, engage, drawing everything in and up, and we'll inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips, reach for the mat or the blocks. Fingertips next to the toes if it's there for you. Inhale, flat back. Coming onto fingertips or hands to shins or hands to knees even. Exhale, plant the hands either in front of you or right next to the feet, and we'll step back long. Right and the left foot. All the way long. Inhale, high push up. And exhale, we'll lower to the knees, tops to the feet. Keep elbows in, back, and down. Coming down for a little half push up here. Keeping the gaze out in front. Allow the pelvis to drop to the floor and that opening to come from the pubic bone along the front body. Pressing up, keeping elbows in at the sides. Pressing the tailbone down towards the end of the mat. And gently activating, pressing the tops of those feet into the mat. Exhale, child's pose, press it back. Inhale up to all fours, roll the tail up, tuck the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, you can bend one knee, pressing heel to the mat. Take a breath there and then the other. Take one breath with both heels down. Gazing out back behind you. Exhale fully, draw that low belly in and up. Engage the bandhas if you're familiar. Come on the balls of the feet, look up and step up. Check that feet are hips distance or reset them once you get up there or exactly together. Inhale onto fingertips, look up. Exhale, fold all the way in. And inhale up tall. If it's comfortable, you can bring your arms overhead. If not, just bring hands to hips. And exhale, hands to heart. Personally, I spent most of the night in a recliner with a baby, so my low back is hurting. Mountain pose. Ground it in on the exhale. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Lift that heart, lift the gaze. See if you can keep the gaze up as you step back, planting the hands, stepping right foot and left foot back, still looking out front. Inhale, high push up. Exhale, lower either to the knees and tops of the feet or a full low push up. Sweeping through into cobra or upward facing dog if it's available for you. And we'll still come back to child's pose on the exhale. Inhale up, all fours, roll the tail up. Exhale, tuck the toes, pressing up and back, downward facing dog. See if you can maybe shake the head, yes and no, or just one or the other. Keeping that neck loose, and then allow that gaze to go out past your knees, back behind you. One more breath here. Exhale fully. Come on the balls of the feet. Look up and step up. Check the feet. And inhale, flat back. Exhale all the way in.
And inhale up tall.
Arms overhead if it's comfortable. Exhale, hands to heart. Mountain pose. Find your starting position. Exhale, grounding in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold.
Inhale, flat back, gaze up.
Again, see if you can keep the gaze up as you step back. Both feet. Inhale, high push up. And exhale, lower. Inhale, sweeping through. And exhale, we're going to go right to down dog. You can always add in going into child's pose if that really feels good for you. Don't let me take that from you.
Gazing out past the knees. Press the floor away from you with the hands. Press long arms. Shoulder blades sliding down towards the tail. Sit bones rolling up and out to each respective side. And see if you can engage in the quadriceps so that we're rolling those thigh bones towards center line, midline, I should say, and rolling the sit bones up and out to their respective sides. Open in the back body. Last exhale, engage the bandhas. Come on the balls of the feet, look or step up, excuse me. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold all the way in. And inhale up tall.
Arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. I'm going to switch it up a little this time. I'm just going to take this off. It's getting in my way. And we're going to be stepping back with just one foot. So try and keep that breath flowing nice and evenly. Exhale fully, and we'll inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold.
Inhale, look up and lengthen.
Exhale, step just the right foot back. And actually, I'm going to grab my blocks for demo. Just the right foot back. Keep a bend in that front left knee. And I'm going to make my stance just so I feel I can have the left knee at 90 degrees and I feel stable enough to lift up the torso. If it's uncomfortable for you or you feel unstable, you can always spin that back foot and plant it down in the mat. But if you can, excuse me, coming on the ball, that right foot. Heart center facing front of the mat, nice and open. We'll inhale, arms up. Exhale, just sinking into those hips and groin. Inhale, we're going to straighten that front leg. And exhale, we're going to try and fold over the front leg. So if you need blocks, you can feel free to grab them and put them on either side of that left leg. And just once you get hands on the blocks, really inhale, lift that heart. And exhale, fold back in. If you're on fingertips, same thing. We're just on either side of the foot for pyramid pose. Gazing towards the big toe on the left foot, and then bit by bit, you can work nose to knee. Checking in with the hips so that they feel balanced and level. Right hip is rolling under as that left hip draws back.
Exhale fully. And we're going to bend into that front knee. And we'll come back onto the right knee on the mat. Untuck the toes. And we're going to lunge into this front left knee. So just bit by bit, you can use the blocks if you want. You want to just allow that left knee to come forward and just make sure it doesn't go past the toes. If it's comfortable to bring hands to heart, you can balance there. You could bring arms overhead or even behind the back, interlaced for a little added shoulder opening. And we'll exhale, bringing that knee back to neutral. Bring the hands back around from wherever they were. Fingertips on either side of the left foot. Tuck your right toes under. And we're going to step back to downward facing dog. Take your time, however you got to get there. And we'll all meet there for a breath. Exhale fully. Draw that low belly in. And you can step the right foot up. Some people, you may find it's helpful to kick that right foot up behind you. A lot of people like to do that. And then scoop it through. So if that works for you, go ahead. And again, you can stay on the ball of that back foot, or if it feels like it's not stable enough for you on this side, you can plant the foot. We're going to come up again. So try and set the feet apart, a distance that feels comfortable for you, that you can have right knee at 90 degrees, hips level, and can come up nice and strong, lifting that torso. You could keep hands on hips, kind of trying to make sure that the hips are facing right direction. You could bring arms overhead, sinking in. Little arch if it's comfortable for you. Exhale fully. We're going to inhale, straighten that front leg. And exhale, fold over the front leg again. You could use the blocks. Stay long, fingertips towards the floor. Either side of that right leg and foot. Gazing towards the big toe. I'm going to inhale, lift that heart. Lift the belly up over the leg and then sink back in. Again, gazing towards the big toe and then eventually working nose to knee. Being mindful of how my hips are aligned, how my feet are grounding into the mat. And whether or not I can breathe. Exhale fully. And we're going to bend into that right knee. Sink forward and down. Left knee to the mat. I'm going to scoop my left knee back just a touch so I can lunge into that front knee without my knee going past the toes. It's the same idea. You can use the blocks for support. Keep that heart lifted. Rolling those shoulders back and down. You could bring arms overhead or hands behind the back. Exhale, releasing the hands to the floor on either side of your right foot. Tuck your back toes under, and we're going to step back again, downward facing dog. Nice full breath here. Exhale completely. Come on the balls of the feet. Look up and step up. We'll inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Again, if you want to just bring hands to hips, you can. Exhale, heart opener. You could bring them all the way overhead. Just be mindful. It will make pose a little more difficult coming all the way up. And see what feels right for you. Mountain pose, top of the mat. I'm going to bring my blocks along the long side of the mat. If you want, you can do the same in case you might want to use them. Mountain pose. Find your breath here. Grounding in. Soft toes, arches are lifted, quads are engaged. Heart is open, shoulders back and down. Neck is long, crown is lifted. Maybe a gentle smile. And we'll inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, gaze up. See if you can keep the gaze up. Again, we're going to just step right foot back. Spin that right foot in. And we're going to plant that right foot on a 45-degree angle. All right. And then we're going to come up to stand. Straightening that left leg. Spin your torso so it's facing the long side of the mat. I'm going to go for a triangle here. So inhale, arms out in a T. Exhale, hips to the right, reach out left. Left hand down towards the left leg. You could use the block or eventually even fingertips or hand planted in the floor. You can always bend into that left knee to reduce any straining. We're just working on having that leg straight eventually. If it's uncomfortable on the neck, you could bring hand to hip or even rest arm behind the back. And if it's okay for your neck, you can gaze towards the right fingertips, reaching up high in the sky. Engaging the bandhas, or at least that low belly at the end of your exhale. Exhale fully here. Inhale up tall. Exhale. Turn those left toes in. You can bring arms to the sides. We're going to pigeon toe the feet. So toes, all toes should be pointing in, heels pointing out on both feet. Tuck your tailbone under gently. And again, you can use the blocks for this when we fold forward and see how it feels for you. So with tail tucked, we're going to inhale, arms out in a T. Exhale, hands on hips. Inhale, heart opener. And exhale, forward fold. So again, hinge at the hips, roll the sit bones back behind you. Belly and chest coming towards the legs as hands come towards the mat. Wherever you can plant the hands in the mat fully, shoulder distance apart, put your hands there. If eventually that means you can walk your hands back so your fingertips are in line with your toes, that's what we're eventually working towards. But you don't have to be there today. Inhale, look up and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold in crown of your head towards the mat, planting into the hands, creating a shelf with the arms, elbows at 90 degrees. As you allow that back to get nice and long and allow the head to hang. Once you're folded in there, if you want to and it feels like it will work for you, you can spread the feet out a little wider. Just again, turn the heels out. Sometimes it's easier to spread the feet once you're already folded in there. And then maybe you'll get the head a little closer to the floor. Actually, the crown of the head is lower. And And it actually is kind of relaxing once you can do that. Softening shoulders, opening the heart. Exhale fully. We're going to inhale, look up and lengthen the spine. Exhale halfway up, hands on hips. Inhale the rest of the way. Strong legs, strong feet, heart opener if you don't feel lightheaded. If you do, just pause at center first. And then take a little heart opener if you really like. Back to neutral. We're just going to scoot the feet a little closer. Heel toe. Keep that left foot on an angle, and we'll turn the right toes towards the back of the mat. Hips are open to the long side of the mat. Torso is open to the long side of the mat. We're going to go for triangle again. Inhale, arms out in a T. Exhale, hips left, reach right, and then right hand down towards the leg. Block, mat, whatever is accessible for you. And then again, arm can be up to the sky, hand could be on hip, or resting arm behind the back. Just noting how it feels on this side and how you could make it feel a little better. Strong in the feet, grounding in, pressing feet in opposite directions. Rolling that left hip under as that right hip rolls up and open and over. Gazing up towards the raised fingertips if it's comfortable. Feels like I might lose my microphone if I look up, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Exhale, fully engage the bandhas. We're gonna inhale up. Arms out in a T. Exhale, arms to the side. Turn those right toes in. I'm gonna do one more fold at center. Tuck your tailbone under. Really get those feet grounded so you feel stable as we're gonna fold forward. All right, and we're gonna inhale, arms out in a T. Exhale, hands on hips. Inhale, heart opener. And exhale, fold. Let's slide the hands down the legs. Grab where you can. If that means you're grabbing the leg, ankles, eventually yoga toe lock around the big toe. So that's your peace fingers and thumb, skipping around. Just do not use your thumb as a kickstand. Tuck the thumb under. Inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Roll those sit bones out behind you. Exhale, fold it in, crown of the head towards the mat. Again, elbows are going to form a 90-degree angle as you allow that torso to fall in towards the legs. Heart stays open. Crown of the head towards the mat. Strong legs. Last exhale, we're going to inhale, look up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands on hips. Inhale the rest of the way up. Heart opener if you feel comfortable. Otherwise, take a pause first and exhale, neutral spine. One thing I'll just mention now about the heart opener, when we do that in class, if you can remember, you really want to work on
opening the shoulders and the chest and not so much about dropping the head back because you don't want to pinch the nerves in the very base there of the skull. So try and always keep your chin tucked just a little as you sink back and do that heart opener. All right. And we're just going to heel toe feet together. And let's pedal the feet. Mountain pose. And just check the time quickly. All right. So we're going to come through to seated. We'll do a sun salutation. And in the end, we're going to slide our knee through the hands from our downward facing dog. So mountain pose. Exhale, grounding in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, keep the gaze up, step it back, right and left. Inhale, high push up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sweep through. And let's hold here. Rolling open those shoulders, press up from the hands, strong arms, tail to the back of the mat. Engage in that low belly. And exhale, down dog. Last one, so really work your way in there strong. Nice full breath. Exhale fully. Come on the balls of the feet. And with that right knee bent, we'll just slide it in between the hands and slide the other leg around. If you want, you can grab this strap one more time. I'm just going to scoot back so I have room for my legs out in front of me. And feet hips distance. Just find your seat there. We'll bring the strap so it's about shoulder distance apart in the hands. Rolling up on the top of the sit bones. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're just going to gently lean to the left. Inhale up. Exhale right. Inhale up. Lift and exhale, fold. And we're going to try and bring strap around the ball of the feet on both feet. Inhale, lift the heart. This way so you don't have to bend the knees if possible. Engage into those quads, strong legs. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, belly and chest towards the legs. Use those biceps. Keep the shoulders relaxed down away from the ears. Last exhale, we'll inhale, look up. Lengthen the spine, come up to sit. Exhale, just press hands into the mat. Engage into those legs, hands next to the hips, Dandasana. And then we'll work our way slowly onto our back. We're going to try and do a little bridge pose. before we cool it down. So feet, hips distance. Balancing here on the sit bones, and we'll try and lower with control. Do, do, do. You can always use a block for support in your bridge pose if you're feeling you need it. So you can go ahead and prepare for that if you like. Otherwise, feet hips distance. Walk the heels in towards the bum, close as you comfortably can. And I'll walk the shoulder blades kind of underneath of me. Arms are down at the sides. On an inhale, I'm going to press into the feet. Lift the bum off the floor. Belly up to the sky, lifting up through the thighs. And try and walk your arms underneath of you. If it's comfortable, you can interlace the fingers, interlace the hands underneath of you, and really kind of walk those shoulders open, rolling them open, working the arms underneath, pressing the fists into the mat as you press up through the thighs. Gently untuck the chin, gazing up towards the ceiling. One more inhale. Exhale, releasing hands, arms, slowly lower with control. Use those ab muscles. And then engage that core, pressing the low back into the mat. And we'll go ahead and bring knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug on the legs, nice and big. Squeeze. Let's release the feet back to the mat. If you can reach your strap, I hope, grab it. You're going to extend through the left leg. Keep your left leg extended and gently engaged. And we're going to bend that right knee, bring the foot in towards us, and see if we can bring the strap around the sole of the foot on the right foot. And you can bring both sides of the strap into your right hand, if that's available for you. And keep left hand on the front of that left thigh and hip. And bit by bit, we're going to try and press up through the heel, lengthening up, engaging that quad in the right side, working that right leg up to eventually straight, and then drawing it towards the head. Inhale here. Exhale, allowing that leg to draw out to the side, opening in the right hip. Exhale here. We're going to inhale, leg to center. And see if again you can grab straps in both hands, one in each. And then we're going to bring nose to knee as you draw the leg towards you. And gently release. Bend the extend the leg out. Rocking across the heels for a moment. And then engaging in that right leg. Just staying active and grounded like a standing leg. We'll bend that left knee. Throw that strap around the bottom of the foot as best you can. And I'm going to bring both sides of the strap into my left hand as I use my right hand to gently press on the hip in front of that right thigh. Bit by bit, straightening. And you may find one side is different than the other. Try and keep the shoulder relaxed down as best you can. It's a little harder for me to straighten this left leg when it's up. And just breathing into it, engaging that quad on the left side. Strong breath. Inhale here. Exhale, leg out to the side, opening that left hip.
And again, gently engaged in that right leg and standing leg. Exhale here. Inhale, leg to center. Grab the strap, one side in each hand. And we're going to exhale, knee to nose, nose to knee. And gently release. Rocking across those heels for a moment. Maybe bouncing in the legs gently. And let's bring our arms out in a T. Tuck those shoulder blades under. Plant the feet in the mat, knees pointing up. And we're going to cross right leg over the left. Just like you're sitting in a chair, kind of in a dress. All right. So thigh over thigh. And we'll just allow the legs to fall over to the left. You can gaze over the right, and you could even draw your right arm up long, maybe to 11 o'clock, I guess you would call it. Arms back to shoulders height. And we'll rock the legs back to center. Keep them crossed and over to the opposite side. And you can bring left arm up. 1 o'clock. And back to center. Arms shoulder height. And we'll gently undo the legs. Reset our sacrum there. And same thing on the opposite side. So left leg over the right. And we'll drop over to the right gently. Arm up to 1 o'clock. Gazing over to the left if it's comfortable for you. And keep the legs crossed, arms back to neutral, and roll it across to the other side. And you can bring right arm up and gaze to the right. And back to center. Place the legs. Let's bring the arms out long overhead. Legs out long. You can point through the toes. You can grasp thumbs together and reach. And exhale, arms out and down. Drawing the legs apart a little farther than hips distance. Feet flopping out to the side. Walking those shoulder blades down flush in the mat. Shavasana. Resting in here. Allowing the body to be supported by the floor beneath it. Allowing the breath to go natural. Releasing any effort or control. Just being.
And let's slowly start coming back to the room. Allowing the belly to fill up with breath. And sending that fresh prana or inward moving energy all throughout. Enlivening and awakening the body. Bringing gentle movements and little stretches in. Slowly coming back to the room. And when you're ready, you can roll to your right hand side in a fetal position. And then pressing up to sit from there. And set yourself up again with support in your seated position. If you feel a little looser in the legs and hips, you can always try for half lotus or even full lotus. Really drawing the heel of the foot up into the opposite hip. And use your other leg and foot kind of to support the opposite leg. Pausing at center here. You can just bring hands to knees. We'll inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, gently bowing over the legs, locking in the practice. Inhale, lift. We'll bring hands to Anjali Mudra. Thumbs gently resting against the sternum. Hands in prayer. And I thank you all for practicing this morning. Namaste.
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank
You're
you, Bridget.
welcome. And just anyone who wants to do one more thing for the sinuses, you can always do now. It's just going into child's pose with arms back by the sides and rocking gently across the forehead. So feel free to do that now while you're all relaxed if you wanted to do one more thing to work the sinuses. All right?
I have
Thanks,
to tell
Bridge.
you, your new microphone works great.
That's
It's
good.
better. Good.
Thank
Yeah.
you, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks for the
Bye,
feedback.
Everybody have a good week.
Yeah, happy Valentine's.
Happy
Oh,
Val-
same to everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.